Weeks off from this Amsterdam talk, so we back. Of course, if you watch Black Love 1 and 2 of last week, we got Black Love Part 3 coming on the end of this month. So I'm here today with this special edition of Amsterdam Talk, episode 16 of season 2, with We Love Us ENT. That's Marcus and Rosa. And also with Brother Haywood, we coming in today and we talking about co-parenting. Before we get into co-parenting, tell us a little bit about We Love Us ENT, Marcus and Rosa.
All right, how y'all doing? Can y'all see us? Y'all can see us. Y'all can hear us good.
Audio good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. We Love Us is a podcast, and we also do like a relationship game show. We just talk about various topics. We have different people come on, similar to this platform. We kind of took a little break because we just had a wedding in September. We've been married for a year, but we had our wedding in September, so we've been taking some time off, but probably 2022, jumping back into things.
Congratulations on your wedding. How long y'all been
Thank you.
together before y'all got married?
Say it again.
How long y'all been together before y'all got married?
Shoot.
That shit's short. It's like 9 months on it.
Yeah, about 9 months.
No, it ain't no book about it. Ain't no book how to do it. You do it when you're ready.
Not
It's
at
no
all.
book.
Yeah.
There's no book. So what about you, Haywood, brother? How you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just trying to working, taking care of the little ones. That's about it, man. That's about
Okay,
it.
tell us a little bit about yourself before we get started.
Oh, I'm a teacher. I graduated from a college in South Carolina State University. I have two little girls. I do have two different baby mamas. Well, children's mothers. And that's about it, man. About me. I am a Christian, and yeah, man. I'm just ready to discuss, man. Try to learn and give whatever input I can.
I got you.
Nice to meet y'all.
Nice to meet you. All right. So I'm gonna start with you, Marcus and Rosa. So before y'all got together, were there any outside children?
Oh, yes, absolutely. All of our children are from outside relationships. Yeah,
Okay,
we don't
so
have any together. So
all right.
we each came into the relationship with two apiece. I came in with a girl and a boy. He came in with two girls.
Okay. So how did that work out? Like when you first met and you decided to say, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do," and you have your child's father and you have your child's mother. How did that all work out?
We really just made it work, man. We rolled with the punches with everything, man. Everything just worked out how it's supposed to.
Yeah.
We ain't really we ain't deal with no problems, no issues, nothing like that. We just made it happen.
Yeah. I always found it easier to date people that had children because I feel like it's a little bit, they're more understanding. They understand, getting a babysitter and, just how to kind of interact around children and stuff. So it just kind of flowed. All of our children are out of diapers. That helps a lot too. We don't
Okay.
have any toddlers or anything like that. So I think them being a little bit older kind of helps as well.
Okay. What about you, Haywood?
I'm in a relationship now, and she has an older son, and what we're trying to learn how to do now is they our children have known each other for a while. My daughter and my oldest daughter and her son, they've known each other for a while. So what we are trying to do is just make it work, make sure there's a good chemistry, a good healthy chemistry between the four of us. At this point, my other child, she's actually in another part of the state, so she's not with the family as much. But the core that we do have right now, we're just trying to make sure the chemistry is good, have a healthy chemistry, and that we can go ahead and move forward.
Okay. All right. So before I actually got on here, I was actually talking to a social worker, the angry black woman that will be on here on December 15th. And she was saying, because I was like, well, I'm doing a show about co-parent tonight. She said the craziest thing she ever seen as a social worker is having to put a child on the stand and asking him or her, which parent do you want to live with? So seeing that you all have kids, outside of your marriage and you have, outside of your relationship, Has that happened? Like, had to ask your son or daughter, or your daughter's like, who do you want to live with? Has that happened? Or do y'all
Um,
share time? It's like you're gonna go here, you're gonna go to school from my house, but during the break, hey Marcus, you got your daughters during the break.
yeah, I actually brought that up to my daughters the last weekend. Like just to put a little bug in the air because I want them to come live with me when they, start high school. Because they've been living with their mom since day one, and I get my visitation and all that. But when they, at that age and ready to be like young adults, I want to try to
Mhm.
get them here with me, with us, and take off from there. So I did put a little bug in there, but I ain't make it seem like I wanted to take them from their mom. I was just like, y'all want to go to school, high school from my house in Suffolk, where we live at,
Okay.
and I just talked to them about it.
Okay.
Nothing too serious yet.
What about you, Rosa?
I haven't had that issue really. They, my oldest, well, my two, they go to school from where we live at now, where we moved to. We kind of, I actually have a good relationship with their fathers to where it's broken up easily. I would never want them to have to be on the stand. If they feel like they want to come to me and say, hey, I want to go live with my dad for a few, I'm going to evaluate the situation and make sure it's the best option for them. Or, I would give them that opportunity, but I would never want to take them to court. That's actually super unhealthy for them to have to make that decision and be on the stand to make those to be in that predicament.
Okay. And what about you, Haywood?
Crazy thing is, my little girl, like I said, my oldest girl, she has been with me for the past the majority of the time. She's been with me for the last 7 years, and we split it up pretty easily. 4 days with me, Monday through Thursday. Then Friday night she goes with her mom, and then she's back with me Sunday night to get prepared for school, and then she goes to school with me. I'm a teacher, so she can just ride to school with me, ride back home with me, and it's a very easy schedule. It's more convenient for both parents, and it worked out for me and her mom's schedule. Now my other little girl, she's barely talking. She's not. She just turned 2,
Right.
so right now she's getting to know me. I don't. She, of course, she prefers her mom at this point. We're going through, a few little issues at this. Me and her mom are going through a few little issues at this point as far as custody and things like that. But I'm praying that we work it out and things get better. But with my oldest little girl, easy breezy, everything works out fine. 4-3, good healthy relationship with both parents. I mean, it's just awesome. But the second one, oh my gosh, it's such a struggle. To be honest.
It's always
No,
like
I
that.
mean, I mean, and that's the bad side of co-parenting because everything not going to be easy breezy. I mean,
Right.
what I was going to say, before Rosa started talking, majority in our community, the kids go with the mother in our community. I don't know anybody else's community because I'm black, but I know in our community, normally the child just goes with the mother. So that normally happens. But you two as men, like, okay, I see you, Marcus, saying, hey, I want you to go to high school because I get it. High school, boys, all of that situations, that you're gonna have to deal with where you gotta get them full attentive to. And same with you, hey, would you have an older one? So it's like that. Now you have a baby that really can't speak for herself. And I mean, she can't speak for herself. She's basically going to be with her mother. But as she get older, it's like dad got to instill these things into her, to tell her what to look out for. So now, what you saying? You were saying something,
No,
Haywood.
I was just saying you're absolutely right. And growing up with both my parents in the home, I understand the significance of having both parents in the home for each stage of life. And
Mhm.
sometimes, and I'm not gonna get on here and dog my child's mother, but sometimes I have a hard time communicating the importance of my youngest daughter being in her life. And I can clearly see it because with my oldest daughter, things are just, work out so well. Her grades will work well. Like I say, she has a great relationship with both parents versus, my baby, she doesn't really know me well. So she doesn't even get to know this side of her family. And all of those things are very important to me, but I can't seem to get that get her to quite understand that.
Okay, so I guess I should ask you, have like have you ever with the youngest, has she ever withheld the child from you? Like, nah, you can't see your child.
Face.
Ooh,
I'm asking all of y'all,
yeah,
Oh
have
man.
anybody
yeah.
ever withheld the child like as hostage, like you can't see your child because of this?
I'm
Yes, definitely.
I'll go ahead and tell you, man. It's y'all know we've been going through a pandemic, and the excuse was you're not gonna lay a finger on your child until the pandemic is over. You can't touch her, you can't hold her, you can't pick her up until the pandemic is over. And then when you do get fully vaccinated, then maybe
Wow.
I'll start letting her come with you when you're fully vaccinated. And then
Hmm,
I'm going to go every step of the way. I'm like, whoa, you're kind of being
Is it?
intense and you kind of making this hard for no reason. I'm like,
right,
wow, like, why does it have to be this way?
right. I seen you shook your head about that as too, Marcus. It was a time that the children were withheld.
Yeah. Few years ago, I was gonna ask Hayward, is your child's mother younger than you?
She's actually only a year younger than me.
Oh,
And I'm not gonna keep talking too much, but
yeah.
it's
No, I understand.
it's past her. It's
Yeah.
past her, and she like I don't like to like talk bad about her, but it's just like we can't seem to get past our past, and
Right.
that's the hang up.
No, I definitely get it. Like you said, I'm not gonna get on any platform and badmouth my children's mother ever. But we did go through our horrible times, and as we both grew and matured over time, and just got over little bumps in the road, we managed to somehow come together and be able to communicate better, and everything has worked out for like the past maybe 3-4 years now. So we straight. But it's you already got an older child, don't you? Right? Yeah, everything will get better with time, like inevitably. So
Thank you, man. Thank you.
no doubt.
Yeah. And
Gotcha.
I've actually never been being the mother. I know a lot of times it's the mother that does that, but I've actually never done that with either of my children's father because I just feel like at the end of the day, it's about them having a relationship and having a bond. Even if we disagree or anything like that, anything in the past, that has nothing to do with my children and being able to see their father. Um, I don't know. I feel like that's wrong. Like that's messed up to do. So it's hurting the child more than it's hurting the adults that's in the situation.
Which is true. Yeah, you put your child through turmoil and all of that.
Hmm.
So decision making, like, is it 50-50 or is it like 100% to nothing or 75-25, like the tough decisions? Like, I mean, and it's kind, I don't want to sound biased, out here, because I know sometimes when it comes to the financial situations to the men, it's going to be like, if you paying for it, she can do it or he can do it.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like, any mutual things as far as like schooling, extra curricular activities, or any things of that nature. Like, has it ever been 50-50, or you just got to call and say, hey, she doing this, he doing this, boom, hang up?
Yeah, that's I'll say like for me, um sometimes it's not 50-50. I'll be honest. It's not 50-50. I believe that everyone wants to believe that they're the better parent, right? That they know what's best for the kids. That's even if you're with the person that you have kids with. That's just a normal feeling. I feel like some things their fathers may be able to make a better decision than I can make. And I feel like some things I can make a better decision than they would be able to make. So sometimes it's not 50-50. It just depends on the situation. So for instance, we moved about 20, 30 minutes away from where
Mhm.
everyone is at, their fathers and other family members. So certain things like extracurricular activities, I feel like should be over here, because they're primarily here, things like that. School, they should go from here. Um, yeah, it's just, it's not always 50-50. And it's not to be controlling or anything like that. It's just, some people have more, what am I trying to say? Like just,
Discernment, better judgment.
yeah, better judgment with certain things than others. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It looked like you wanted to say something, Haywood.
Um, State of South Carolina says that until I go to court and get a lawyer and pay $3,500 for that lawyer to determine when I get to see my child, if I get to see my child, on what terms I get to see my child, I have zero say so in anything that has to do with that child, even though she is genetically, biologically my child. And even though I am paying over $600 per month for her, and she's on my like I'm financially taking care of her. I have zero say so until the lawyer decides, until the state of South Carolina decides.
I feel
So
your
no,
pain, brother.
right? I have no
I feel it.
really. I have no say so, and she lets me know I have no say so. So, whew, we're gonna get there, man. It's tough. It is tough.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I got a question for to you, Marcus and Rosa. Since y'all a blended family, has there ever been an issue where as though you went and picked up Rosa's kids, Marcus, or Rosa, you went and picked up Marcus' kids from the parent? Has there ever been a problem with the other parent?
Never.
Nah, and I think it's because we're older, and like Marcus was saying, you get through those rough patches. Now, had this been maybe what? Because my oldest is about to be 12, so maybe about 9 years ago, we would be having those types of issues. I think with maturity, some people mature later, but I think with maturity, it kind of helps because I look at the situation as, you helping me out, just like my children, especially my daughter, her dad, I absolutely love his girlfriend. So I look at it like my daughter is blessed to have another role model in her life. Come pick her up, come spend time with her. I don't have a problem with that. Come get her, And I think the younger people that have newer children or they want to control the situation, they look at that like, your girlfriend ain't coming to pick up, my kid, and it's like, why not? If they're a good person, you get to know them, they're decent, there should be no jealousy or anything like that. And usually it's because they're holding on to something. So I feel like it's a village at the end of the day.
Yeah. Two most
Oh,
important things to me in those type of situations is maturity and respect. Once
okay.
maturity is going to come for most people as you get older and stuff, but you got to earn the respect of the other individual involved. Like I know for a fact, her children's fathers, they respect me, and the respect is mutual. And I don't ever do anything that would make them feel reluctant on me coming to pick their children up, and vice versa. Like with my wife and my baby mom or children's mother, like she just respects her. You know what I'm saying? So respect and maturity will take you a long way in those type of situations.
Got you. Well, the reason why I bring that up to bring it to your attention, what happened down in Texas last week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man went to go, see his son, pick up his son, and the stepfather was not having it. He shot him. So I'm like, how does that happen? It's like I'm coming to see my son, but you shoot me. That's my son. I'm like, I just want to see my son. So I'm trying to figure like what twisted dark world that he lives in is just like, how do you just do that to
They had
somebody?
some past issues, I believe. Obviously, and that looked like a bad marriage, and everything just carried over into the custody battles and all that stuff, and beefing between the husbands. That just seemed like that was past issues, man. Just turned bad.
Yeah, I mean,
Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's a
it
terrible
turned
situation.
bad.
Rest in peace to Chad Reed. That was his name.
Yeah, Chad Reed. Yeah,
Man.
that was crazy right there. That you just shot that man just because he wanted to, see his son.
Right.
That is definitely crazy. Some people were saying, oh, in the comments about some resources for you, Haywood. Fathers with rights.
Yeah, and I've, a few of those they have named, I've checked out, and I'm gonna give this disclaimer. I don't claim to be 100. I don't claim to be 100% innocent with
Right.
what my daughter and my daughter's mom and I went through in the past. Some hurtful things were said on both sides, like very hurtful things. And some people don't respond or to pain the same way. So I do empathize with her, and I try to get an understanding of where she coming from. But the hardest part is like even with these resources, when one county, I'll just put it out there, that one county that she's in, the next county over, that same visitation document, I can get it signed over for $35. And
Mm-hmm.
then on the next county over, they're saying, no, you have to have a lawyer to get this paperwork signed and get it pushed through. Period. That's just that county. I've done so much research. I'm passionate about my little girls. I'm passionate about raising them. I'm passionate about them just being in my life and me being a real father. So I've checked out many, many options, but I'm trying to pace myself, and I still have to feed this one. I still
Right.
have to make sure she's taken care of. I still have to make sure, both of them have Christmas, a nice Christmas. But it's just it's very difficult. But like I keep saying, I'm gonna keep working through it. I'm gonna fight for my daughter and her well-being until I can't fight anymore. Until I don't have any more breath in my body to fight anymore. I'm gonna keep
Right,
fighting
got to.
to try to give her what I know she can have. There's a whole village on this side of my family. On this
Right.
side of her family, I'll say that. There's a whole village on this side of her family that she's missing out on for the last 2 years. And she can't even see her older sister. She's not welcome. Her older sister isn't welcome to see her until these stipulations are met. And it's just absolutely crazy to me. So I'm just like,
Well, that right there is kind of absurd because the fact is, you still, even though the situation was going on with you still should want that child to have a relationship with her sister. Don't take it out on the children. This is
right.
because this is adults. The children don't have nothing to do with this.
Yep.
She's in my oldest. She actually, like, she literally has been up pretty much to tears. Like, I want to see my sister. I want to be around my sister. I want to have a relationship because she knows, how we are over here with our family. She knows the bond that we all have, and she knows the relationship that she and I have. She understands all of that because I try to instill that in her. So it's always just sad. But I'm gonna put this out there. We're communicating a bit more. With me being patient, and I guess, God working through things. She's opening up a little bit more, and we seem to be making a little bit of headway into being a bit more cordial towards each other.
She
Okay,
does.
Yeah. That's what's
that's
up.
cool. Now, the promo that I used earlier, it was two the bring the co-parenting thing. It was two, a man and a woman. They had children together, but they made sure in their video that they were talking that there were no mixed signals with their child. Like, um, when they see each other, they don't do extra, like they don't do the hugging, they don't do the kissing, they don't do none of that. Don't confuse the child. Whereas though we're just going to strictly co-parent, we not trying to do no sneaky link, no extra. So like when you all broke it off with your children's father and mother, was that established, those boundaries established? Like we just here for the kids. I'm not doing no extra with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And I think that's important because a lot of times what happens is, people still hold on to the relationship. If they're not over, if one person is not over it, and sometimes they'll try to make it seem like certain things that, they make certain things seem like they're normal or that they should happen when they really shouldn't if you're really breaking things off. And like I was saying earlier, those are some things that I think I've dealt with in the past. I think everybody probably has dealt with in the past when we were younger. But I've never been in that situation where I'm the one that's doing that. And what I mean by that is, like you're saying, when you break it off, okay, we don't all need to go to the theme park together to show the child, oh, mommy and daddy can still be around each other. No, why can't you take them to the theme park and I take them to the theme park another time? We don't
Right.
need to go together because that's confusing. Like you're basically like what you're saying. And I think when people still hold on and they're bitter and they have, still feelings for the person that they were dating, they want to do things like that. I don't feel like to me, that's my opinion. I don't feel like that's normal. Maybe birthday parties, we can do those together, but those intimate types of things, like why do we need to? And sometimes people even say, well, your girlfriend can't come. Me and you can take the child to the theme park, but your girlfriend can't come or your boyfriend can't come or whatever. And I just feel like that's so
Has that
childish
ever
and
been
backwards.
has that
It's
ever
so
been said?
confusing for the child.
Has that ever been said that Marcus can't come?
No, the point that we're at now, like we don't deal with we don't deal with stuff like that. Yeah, we in our relationship we haven't dealt with stuff like that. And in the past, because like I said, we've only been together a total of like 2 years now. So everything with us has been super mature. But in the past, dating and stuff like that.
In the past,
definitely. Yeah, in the past it'll be, petty things like that. Not with us, but with other people that we dated. Right. And I've seen that. And I've seen other people do that to their baby dads or their baby moms. And it's like, you still have feelings for that person. You need to handle that before you confuse the child. My oldest daughter has never seen me and her dad together. The last time we were together, she was 1. So she doesn't even remember. All she knows is us not being together. So she doesn't think that. Like she had one incident where I think it was when she was in kindergarten. And, people started talking about mommy and daddy, and she asked me one time. I gave her an honest answer. She's never had an issue with it ever since. So I just feel like you shouldn't confuse your children like that.
Okay. But you said in the past, so like, down memory lane, like, so this has happened before where you weren't invited or you didn't invite them. I'm not saying that you didn't do that, but it was times where you weren't invited. Like, you
right.
Can't
Then that's me dating someone else. I haven't done that with my kids, but dating someone else that has children. I've been in a situation where it's like, oh, me and you should do this together because we have a child together, but she shouldn't be there, type of thing. And it's like, what? Nah, that's not okay. I don't feel like that's okay.
I mean, Mark is shaking his head, so it looks like you've been down that road before.
Oh yeah, man, long time ago. Had situations where girlfriends weren't invited, or I couldn't have the kids around a girlfriend and stuff like that. Man, all that immature childish stuff. But I'm so glad it's very far in the past.
Yeah.
We yeah. But it's I know a lot of people that still go through it too, and like I said, respect the maturity, man. That's all I can say about that. Like,
yeah.
I don't even like to ponder on the past like that because my past was rough, and I'm sure hers was. And like I said, I understand your pain, but that's some traumatizing stuff, man. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, definitely seen
it
that.
Is. Yeah, you get through it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty. Hey, that's happened to you before, where you just can't go. I mean,
Yeah,
she can't go. Because he's smiling. He's like, you want to tell me something?
Listen, the comment section is crazy, man. That's what I'm
I saw that. People don't vacation like the Smith. I saw that.
Right.
Saw that.
Right. Yeah. First of all, I can't take her, and if I do take her, nobody else can be around. Nobody else. Matter of fact, listen, you can't have her around anybody but you. She can't be at your mom's house. She can only be at your house. She can only be at your house. And listen, she can only.
Grandma can't see her.
Grandma, listen, she cannot go to grandma's house because grandma had COVID last year. So since grandma had COVID last year, she can't have. Listen, y'all, man. But my oldest daughter's mom, we tried to actually make it work. We really tried really hard to make it work between us two, and it worked kind of well until I did a lot of dirt. Just to be real, I believe in being transparent. I messed that relationship up. I did a lot of immature things. And I just messed things up, and she was mature about it, and we had our scrabbles, but we got to the point, like Marcus said, we got to the point where we could be just very cordial with each other. We worked things out very well with each other. I get the dude that she has around, we cool. The people the women or like my friend now, they're not buddy, but they're cool with each other. They're cordial with each other. They can converse with each other without there being any real static. But yeah, my other situation.
The question just came through my phone. So the question to anyone that want to answer: what kind of boundaries did y'all set in the co-parenting relationship? Somebody just sent this to me.
I think a lot of boundaries were set, like they were more so unspoken type of boundaries. And it's all about, I think it depends on the people that are involved. I'm the type of person, when I'm done with a relationship, I'm done. So there's no extra feelings. I don't feel like I need to control you in a, in a relationship type of way. So, as long as my child is safe, I'm good. So as far as boundaries, I never try to confuse the other parent. Like, I don't want the other parents to think that I still want them or want anything. Everything is kind of clear cut. I hate to say it, but I'm very like, this is business, like,
Mm-hmm.
with the kids, we love them. We both love them. We both want the best for them. So as we interact, we can maybe in the future, like me and my daughter's dad, we have a friendship. We all have a friendship now. But, I feel like if you set those boundaries in the beginning where you're first breaking it off, like, hey, when do you want to see your child? When do you want to spend time with them? Just kind of have those clear cut boundaries. I feel like it will just ease the situation to make it easier. Like, hey, look, I don't want you. You don't want me. We good. Like, it's all about the child. Because once those emotions get involved, especially for us women, it can get a little crazy and can get controlling.
Go ahead, Wiz. Look like you want to speak about it, about the
Um,
boundaries that were set.
um, the- um, basically, my oldest daughter, mom, she just was like, listen, I know you used to be rough, yeah, I had a little rough past as far as relationships. So she's just like, listen, just don't have any and everybody around my daughter. I'm gonna try to trust your, I'm gonna try to trust your judgment. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
trust that you're gonna make the best decisions for our daughter. I'm gonna trust that
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna do the right thing, and you're not just gonna have her with any and everybody. And on the other side, I'm a dad, and I'm a very protective dad. So I give her the same speech. Listen, I don't trust, really, I don't trust any man around my daughter. That's just how I was raised. But if I'm gonna trust your judgment, if you're gonna have a guy around it, I'm gonna trust you to do the right thing. Don't please, for God's sake, do not leave her with any man like that. I don't know them. You're not married to them. When I get married, different conversation. But don't, don't have her around any and everybody at any and everybody's house. And she respects that on that side. And I try to I respect everything that she says, and it works out very well.
All right. What about you, Marcus?
Um, Pretty much the same thing. I've had that conversation. Don't have anybody around my daughters, and she's had the same. She has other children as well, so you know, like I said, we just it's a different respect we have for each other, and we've come along a very long way. So I kind of feel very like proud of myself, not to toot my own horn or nothing like that, but of all the progress we both made. You know what I'm saying? As far as for both of our children, man. Like, um, I never thought it would get where it's at right now, uh, but yeah, we definitely had those conversations about the boundaries and keeping our girls safe, man, at all times. Like, she know they always gonna be safe with me. I used to get, like, when we were younger, I used to get call after call, man. Like, when they were with me, I'm like, yo, I'm their dad. They good, you know what I'm saying? But now it's, when they with me, she don't bother me, and when they back with her, I don't bother her. Like, we parent, you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
this is what it is.
Yeah.
I got you. A comment just came across. If I vacation with my children's father, it's a plot for me to get rid of them. like,
I know
I saw, I saw
that is
that.
funny.
like, yo, you just committed to,
Right.
what
Right.
happened to him.
No, that happened. That is
So,
funny. I
you
think,
know,
like, for when you start, for males, when they start getting serious with another woman, maybe if it's somebody that you want to marry or you just see the relationship going forward, I think it's important to set boundaries to where your children's mother shouldn't feel. We don't have this issue, disclaimer, but I've seen it with other people and it's ruined relationships. But your children's mother shouldn't feel like they're on the pedestal anymore. I don't look for my kid's dads to make me feel like I'm on a pedestal, because I'm not. This is a relationship. We had a child out of the relationship. I'm no one that you should be worshiping the ground that I walk on. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be putting me first in everything, especially if you're going to make someone your wife. Your wife
right.
comes first. Your husband comes first. So that other person, if it's not something to do with the child, they shouldn't be calling you at crazy times of the night. You should treat them like they're an ex. If you wouldn't allow an ex to call you late at night, or if you wouldn't allow certain things, is it's your discernment. Like they might got a flat tire and your child in the car. All right, I'm gonna see, but it's like you have someone else you can maybe call, or what I'm saying. It's just take your own discernment with the situation and realize, is the person using you to try to make it seem like, well, I'm always come first because I got your kids, or just got you got to put people in their place. I'm gonna just say it easy as that. You have to put people in their place.
Okay. I just got another question. Have you ever done something that you know you weren't supposed to do, i.e., paid a bill because that the other parent used the child? Your child lives here. Have you ever had to go out your way and like pay some type of bill because they used the child?
Nah.
This
man.
I gotta say, what somebody said in the comment section about don't demand anything on the other side. I gotta agree with that. I just had to say I totally I can't demand her to do anything. I don't rule her. I'm not her. I'm not even her husband or her boyfriend. She got her own thing. Come on, baby. I can't make her do any or demand her do anything. But oh boy, I hope she ain't watching. Have I snuck and done things to help? Yeah, especially when I know I've gone as far as to help her when I know my little girl is gonna be there at least 3 or 4 days out of the week, and something is short on that side. I'm gonna throw some money that way to make. I'm a dad. I feel like at the end of the day, my little girl is my responsibility. That's just that's just my upbringing. At the end of the day, my little girl is my responsibility. So I'll throw something. I'll throw a little something. She doesn't ask. She doesn't really ask. But if she does ask, in the rare occurrences that she does ask, yeah, I have helped her out. Yes, I have caught a lot of flack behind it, but I've tried to explain. Listen, I'm a dad first. I'm not married. I'm a dad before anything. When we get married, again, we can read this. The terms and everything. Things will shift. Of course, my wife comes first. But as for now, my little girl is the number one lady in my life, and my other little girl, they are the number one ladies in my life. So they come first. So if that means helping on the other side every now and then, as long as I don't feel like I'm being abused, hey, I'm gonna help.
Got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now this question right here, and we all want to attest to this. Have your children ever played you against the other parent? You're all laughing. So has they ever played you? Like mommy said you can't. Mommy said no. Daddy's gonna say yes. So daddy said no. Mommy gonna say yes. Have they ever played you?
Not mine, not yet.
You said not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, no, I never been played by mine. I think my youngest one is a little bit more of an emotional situation for him because he's younger, so it's not as groovy as it is with the oldest one. But he's never I feel like on purpose tried to play, but I could tell he has freedom of choice to say, okay, I want to go to my dad's house, and I think sometimes he'll say it at really, really good times when it's convenient for him. It's like, oh, you're on punishment now. Oh, I want to go to my dad's house. Oh, that's cool. You can go after when you off punishment. Oh, but I want to see my dad. Yeah, you can see your dad when you're off punishment. So it's like he don't play, but it's like, all right, I see what you're doing here.
I got you.
I went through that. My little one, when my little one first used, she's a smart little one. You hear me? My older little girl, she's a smart one now. So when she learned that she can call something going on, she don't like what daddy doing, and she learned she can call. She tried to start using that card. So we just talked about boundaries. I had to put my foot down. Listen, what happens in here? This is my house. You're not gonna run it. You're not gonna run anything over here. You're not gonna come into my house and govern everything. I'm gonna hear you out. I'm gonna respectfully hear you. I'm gonna always consider what you are saying. But I know what she's doing. I'm with her 4 days out of the week, just like you with her. Your days out, I'm with her, and when I see the pattern. No, she's not just gonna start doing these things, and then you say, "Okay, I'm gonna allow it." No, not over here. I can't allow that. I have to put my foot down as a father and establish those boundaries and let her know, no, that's not gonna work. Like Rosie just said, when it's convenient, now all of a sudden you want to do this and that. No. When I say off the phone, okay, let me just prime example. One thing she would try to do is, I say, hey baby, phone goes up at 7:00, 7:45. What you doing on the phone? Oh, I'm texting mommy. Like, oh, cool. I never stop you from talking to your mama. But every single time when it's close to bedtime, it's I'm talking to mommy. Are you really talking to mommy to stay on the phone or to stay up a little bit longer when you are doing nothing before, or do you just want to have that time? So me and her mom and I talked about it. Hey, this is the time she's supposed to be in the bed. This is what we're gonna establish. She's like, cool. I'm like, cool. This is how we're gonna do it. Baby, go to bed. Now her mom would tell her, aren't you supposed to be in bed? Yeah, boom. Problem solved. So we teamwork.
Well,
we worked it out.
Teamwork.
well, you led me into my next question. That was my next question. Like the rules of how the rules governed at this house versus that house, and does it like when you come here, you feel as though you still should be able to do the things over here, or is this like everybody just fall in line? I'm at daddy house tonight. I know I can't do this. I'm at mommy house tonight. I know I can't do that. Like, how does that work? Like the government of rules. When you leave here, daddy might let me stay up till 12. Perfect example. When I went down my father's mother's house, my grandma's house, you come in when we come in. And they came in, they was partying at 12:30 in the morning. So we came in that. When I went to my mother's house, street lights. And I tried to play that like, well, when I'm with my dad, I get to stay out to 12:30 a.m. So like how does that work to get on one accord? Like, do you have to call the mother or the father and say, listen, we need to speak to say this is what we doing here? Or you just don't do anything, or you just say, I'm laying my foot down and say, this is my room, my house. You want to go live that way, you go back here.
It is. Oh, go ahead.
How about I say that's a tough one because it's two different households. So everything that's just it's like an ongoing adaptation. Like
Right.
we have our rules here, and when they're here, they abide by them.
Right.
As much as they can. You know what I'm saying? But when they go back to the other parents' house, it's like with my two girls. When they go back to their mom's house is a little more free. They're able to be a little more grown, I guess. But when they're here, it's like you know what it is. It's more a little bit more organized and a little more structured or whatever. So I know that may be harder on them, to have to keep adapting. You know what I'm saying? But that's just what it is. I mean, I can't change her household and she can't change mine, so it's just gonna have to be what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough.
Yeah, that could be a lot for them.
Yeah,
for sure. Just having to keep, and it could be a lot on us too, having to redirect that behavior, constantly. But we for it. We all for it. I'm very super organized, so. If I gotta leave notes all over the house, I'll leave notes all over the house. We're gonna figure it out. I'm gonna remind y'all it's different over here than it may be, with your other household. And it's all good. They kids, they adapt slower than we do. And we have to remember that as adults too. So it's different. I will say it is different in the different households, but it's nothing that's detrimental, I will say. And if it's something that's super serious, I know for me, I'll call the other parent and say, yo, this is what they doing. They wilding. Like, what you think about this? And give them that opportunity. So if they get in trouble over here, it might be different. But they're gonna get in trouble over there too. And it might be different, but at least we all on the same page.
To ask you a question, because you have the boy, everybody else have girls. So is there a difference in your co-parenting with your son versus your daughter?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. It's totally different.
Marcus just said, that's my man. I saw that in his face, like, that's my man.
Yeah, it's different. And I would say I feed off of him a lot. He helps me a lot because, like, my daughter is an angel. Like, she's an angel. I'd rather have 50 of hers 50 of her, before I have another boy. But I love my son. He a mama's boy, but he's super sweet. But he's all boy, so I have to take guidance from him for him to be like, he's a boy. So I'm like, yo, he's wilding. Like, what is he doing? Like, he can't sit still. So the co-parenting is different because sometimes his father's point of view is he's a boy, he should be with me, and I respect that. But at the same time, I feel like the age that he's at right now, I feel like maybe when he's older, just like he feels like vice versa, the girls should be here when they're in high school because they've been with the mom. I feel like right now, the age that my son is only 7. So I feel like he still needs his mom. He still needs structure. He still needs guidance. When it's time for him to start learning how to be, a man, a young man, then maybe he could be with his father more. And he still has a role model here as well. Right. But I want to make sure I'm respecting his father in that aspect. But it's totally different. It is different for sure. And he's the baby, and he's the only boy out of the kids. So it's a lot. It is a lot.
So got you. So yes, Ava, I will ask them, do they want to come on Black Love 3? But okay, so when it breaks down with the co-parenting and and you're in a marriage, you're in a relationship, how does the disciplining work with that, as far as like the co-parent, with the co-parenting? Like y'all been married now, for a year now, Marcus and Rosa. So like when you have a situation with her kids, is it like you go straight to her, or you're able to discipline, or do you just go and say, let me talk to their father before the discipline happen, Rosa? How does that go?
Well, good example today. We're big on communication. So like today, like her son is not my biological son, but right. I treat him as
that's your son. That's your son.
That's my son. So she came to me today. He did something he wasn't supposed to do. She came to me first. What do you think I should do? Should I do this? And we talked it out, and I said, yeah, you need to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's like that with all the kids. You know what I'm saying? There's no favoritism. There's none of that. We one family. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we treat it.
Yeah, and if there comes an issue, as far as like with co-parenting, where, being that, we have children that we don't have any children together. As far as like anything with spanking or anything like that, the biological parent will handle that. We actually don't have a lot of spanking in this house. No.
Y'all got some good kids then.
But yeah, if it's something as far
real
as
good kids, ain't nobody really getting spanked.
What'd you say?
Y'all got some good kids. Ain't nobody getting spanked.
They alright. Maybe a little bit more.
They're cool.
Yeah, they good. They good. But if it comes down to that, then the biological parent will handle that.
Okay. What about you, Hayward, being part of the different part of the state with your oldest?
My oldest, like I said, she's with me, and as far as the discipline on both sides, of course she does. That's just her now. She doesn't allow her male friends, to discipline. She doesn't allow her male friends to discipline our little girl. She just doesn't allow that at all. When my little girl's with me, or even when my little girl's over there, I try to instill as much discipline in my little girl to the point where she's with her mom. No other man should have to, really install that discipline in her. So her mom trusts my judgment. My lady friend, she doesn't really have to install. If she has to say something as far as listen, baby, I need you to really work on cleaning your room. I'm a man, and I'm not a woman. So, and I have a little girl. So I have to. I need, she's been consistently around for years now. So hey, listen, I need help with this because I don't know what I'm doing 100%. I'm trying to figure this out. She's doing this girl stuff. I don't know if it's girl stuff or child stuff. Can you please help me figure this out? And some things, most time, she doesn't, my little girl, she's learned she don't have to tell her mom everything. But the thing is, I tell her, you don't volunteer information to your mom, but if your mom asks you, you tell her. Don't go volunteering everything. But if your mom asks you something, you tell her. So as far as the discipline, and she has a son, my lady friend, she have a well, my lady friend, she has a son. She asked me questions. What should I do? I'm the dominant. I'm the main male figure in his life. So she asked, what should I do? She gives me rain. The main thing I try to make sure I do with her son is I spend quality time with him, so he doesn't feel like I'm just jumping down his throat when he do something wrong. I give him way more love than I do as far as disciplining him. I give him way more love and respect as a child before I even think about, hey, jumping down his throat about something. And I think you got to lead with love first. And then, when that child knows you care about that child knows you love them, a lot of time, a lot of those issues, they tend to kind of go away and they'll have that respect for you. So it's pretty much respect on both ends as far as with my oldest daughter. Again,
Right.
y'all know the situation. My youngest, that's that.
Yeah. I'm trying to catch up with some of these comments. Rosa should be able to answer this one. Black Marvel said, I sure needed help with trying to buy my daughter clothes as a teenager. And it's a man who said that, So Marcus has two girls. You got to cross Marcus out in the fashion department when it comes to being teenagers. So
Oh yeah, absolutely.
how would you how now this is a good question. How would you go against something? Well, you're not there yet, but you're gonna get there soon. Something that Marcus that may say, nah, I don't think she should wear that, where you may say, well, it's the times. I think she can wear that. How would you think you'll be able to handle that? Because we different with our girls. Come on, fellas, don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. we different. So
I didn't even
how
have
would you be able
those.
I was about to say we actually had that situation, but it was
Yeah.
the opposite
I had the conversation with their mom.
with their
before,
mom.
like,
Okay,
yo,
yeah.
like in the past, like I don't think, and it was like not an argument, but disagreement. Like I don't think they should be wearing that yet.
Mhm.
And she'll be like, "Ain't nothing wrong with that," and I'm like, I just just bite my tongue and just say forget it, because they little girls, man. You know what I'm saying? So like you said, we fathers, man, so we treat it a little differently. But
I'm actually in agreement with that. We had a situation. Remember that summer camp day? One of our girls, she had on a crop top and some shorts, and it wasn't completely inappropriate. But when I first saw her come downstairs, I was like, "Whoa!" So I was like, "Nah, I don't know about that." But to him, it didn't look as bad because she's little. Like she's little, she's skinny or whatever. So it didn't look as bad. But to me, I'm like, nah, we gonna just go ahead and pass that shirt down to your younger sister and them shorts, and we gonna change that. So we don't even want to get into that mindset. And then as they get older, hopefully it won't be so much conflict. But they teenage girls. But I'm in full agreement with that. I'm the fashion police. Like, nah, we not stepping out of this house like that. We just not gonna do that. We not.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
What about you, Haywood?
Can started well with my little girl. We've had times where I started, like I said, I've been in my oldest little daughter, my oldest girl. I've been in her life, and I've been with her the entire time. So consistency. I when it's something I don't like or something that what had to happen was her mom had to realize that, listen, this man is really gonna take care of his child. When she realized, listen, this man really is gonna take care of his daughter. He's gonna go to bat. I've almost came to blows with other men. Like it was a situation. It was my little girl's birthday, and she was in the floor dancing. Like little girl do, just playing around dancing. And a guy walked up to her and was like, yeah, yeah, and he gave her some money. And I was like, hold up. No, I don't want her to associate. And it was her,
right,
she was just dancing. And it looked innocent. But me as a man, I was like, no. She's not gonna associate dancing
right.
with money. We're not doing that over here. So appropriate dress and things like that. Her mom trusts me with that. And even her mom's friends had to tell her, listen, he's a good dad because he's really trying. So as far as with dressing, and her mom trusts me for the most part, but most times I'm gonna call her and be like, hey, can you check this out? Because I don't know what. Again, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing. I'm a man. Can you just please check this out for me? Because I'm lost. I don't claim to know everything. I'm trying just like she is. So we listen, and like people keep saying in the comments, communication, communication, communication.
All right. So, before we get out of here, I got one thing. I was listening to Chris Rock earlier, and he said, when she goes back to my ex-wife house, I have to outdo my ex-wife. She has somebody over here. I had Drake help her with her homework. Have you ever in a time decided to say, I gotta outdo the other parent? Like you just gotta outdo
Nah, I think I'm the whack parent. I guess I'll be that. It's cool. It's cool. It's gonna do better for them in the future. So I'll be the whack parent. I know my son has way more fun in his dad's house than he does. I mean, I'm his mama, so it's not. It's like, oh, mommy, he need me when he's sick or something like that.
Yeah.
I know he played a game with him.
You mama, man. You always win.
At the end of the day, though, like
That's all that matters.
on a regular basis, I'm not his friend. I want his friend today, but nah, I don't feel like I need to outdo the other parent. I think I'm fun. I'm fun, but I'm very organized and I love structure.
Right.
I feel like that's so important for them to have. So sometimes I just got to be the bad parent. I can't be the fun parent all the time. So it's cool. I'll do that with the girls then. Well, nah, with them too, I'll be like, nah, y'all got to clean this room. Then we can have some fun. It's the boundaries and structure. But as far as the other parent, I don't have to outdo them. It's cool. They can be fun. And I'll be the whack parent.
Have you ever outdone the other parent, Marcus?
Nah, man. I look at it like parent how you parent, I parent how I parent, and whatever. It is what it is, man. I ain't trying to outdo nobody. I'm just trying to be the best parent I can be, the best father I can be. That's it.
What about you, Haywood? Have you had to say, hey, I just want to outdo you today?
Listen, we actually no, not really. We have depended on each other too much we've depended on each other too much to really be in competition with each other. We work too well together to be in competition with each other. As far as the discipline, I've had to kind of be. I think Rosa was saying that I've kind of had to be the whack parent that be like, no, you're not doing that, and it was we're at mommy's house, da 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 da.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, that's at your mama's house, but you at your daddy house now. And but there's been times where she's at her mama house. Now here's the kicker: she won't tell her mom. She come back to me, Daddy, I did this, and Mommy had this going on, and da 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 da. And I'm like, really? So I sometimes I do feel a little bit like, yeah, I'm daddy. I'm the favorite right now, at least for the day. Next couple of hours, I'm the favorite. So look, every now and then there's a little friendly competition, but nothing major. Most of the time, we work together very well as a team, and we co-parent very well. I'ma see how the second one goes in a few years. Marcus and Rosie, y'all check me out. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
it's definitely gonna get better.
But
it is.
We'll see how that goes. But right now, we no real competition. We get along too well for that. Too much of a team.
Yeah.
I got you. So, has there been any bad mouthing? I feel like y'all never bad mouth nobody, but has it been bad mouth towards y'all as a parent? Like the opposite bad mouth you?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
In the past, I've been on type of dead beats, and yes.
Yes.
I ain't gonna get into detail.
That's what we said earlier. It's traumatizing. We know what you're going through. When you start dealing with stuff like court and child support and stuff like that, bad mouthing just get thrown all over the place. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been called. Yeah, I've been called some real bad things. Hold on now. Like I keep saying, I dished out some stuff. I don't believe in sitting on here and being like, oh, I'm all innocent.
Yeah.
I dished out some words too. Now I threw my jab, not physically. Now, of course, I never hit a woman.
I know what you're
just saying.
About.
Yeah, I've thrown my jabs in there as far as saying some things, but maturity. I think Marcus was saying that earlier, that with maturity, I learned, and she was like, listen, my oldest daughter, mama, she was like, listen, don't when you did that, you said that you didn't think you was hurting me, and I know you just at the moment you were hurt, but that really hurt me, and I can't forget that. And it hurt me that I hurt her that way. So I learned, okay, listen, don't badmouth her, man. Y'all got to deal with each other the rest of this, the rest of y'all lives. Don't badmouth. Yeah, don't badmouth her like that. Don't put her name out there in the street like that. So I had to humble myself, learn to keep my mouth shut, just shut up, and take the blows and just try to be a good man. And that's the best I can do, man. Just try to be a good man and put out positive energy.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
he went out. Okay, there you go.
I'm back. Right. I'm back. This is normally a technical difficulty part of the show that I get because
that's how technology do.
This is the segment right now. At the end, we call this "I Be Damned." This is where people go on horrible dates, and I want y'all to break this down for me at the end. There's a 6-minute clip where I get people all around the country to send me in their bad horror stories about dates, and you could tell me where it went right, where it went wrong, where it went left, and it's kind of dealing with what we're talking about tonight. So it's co-parenting of how these people from Detroit, this shit got a little weird after a minute. So I'm trying to load that. That's why I had left out for a second. So I'm trying to load it, and it should be loaded right now. So here we go. I be damned. I be damned. I think it's still loaded in here somewhere. If it didn't go, let me see. Can y'all see it?
No. Now we still see us.
Well, see, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. It start acting crazy now.
That's how technology do you.
Yeah, but then it pop up after a minute. After I keep playing with it, it'll pop up. I told you, brother, for real, this thing do what it want to do. All right, I don't want this one in here no more. I gotta remove it. Remove it. I keep removing it, and it won't come up. So we trying to get the IB Dam to come up. Share video. Come on. And if I say I'm not doing it no more, it'll pop up. Then it pops up. No, I don't want to remove myself. All right. It should actually be a share right here from the screen that it should show. Oh, no, I took it down. I apologize. I took it down. All right. I hear it, but I don't see it. Share screen. Let me see if I see it.
Well, it looks like you need to say it.
Good evening, and welcome to another episode of IB.
Can y'all see it?
So,
we hit it off.
There you go.
He was gorgeous. She spelled it GAWJUS. Gorgeous, chocolate man, nice body, dressed well, smelled good. Good evening, and welcome to another episode of I Be Damned. So, we get this call from out of Detroit, Michigan today, and she says, "Hey, Rod, I want to talk about this date I had." So I said, "Okay, all right, cool." So she tells me. So she says, "So I met this guy at a friend's party, and we hit it off. He was gorgeous." She spelled it GAWJUS. Gorgeous, chocolate man, nice body, dressed well, smelled good, and he was funny. Lord knows I love a funny man. He asked me for my number, and we kept in touch after the party. African black man model with a six-pack and an unbuttoned white shirt isolated against a concrete wall background on the beach. That's what she said. That was her description of him. Okay, anyway. So since I had a habit on going on dates with limited pre-discussions, i.e. not enough pre-date screening, she didn't do enough digging. So I wanted to take my time to converse with this guy to learn a little bit more about him before we went out. I really enjoyed our chats because, as I mentioned before, he was funny and our conversations flowed with ease. He happily discussed his family roots, his upbringing, career, etc. But his demeanor completely changed when he discussed children, and more specifically, the mother of his child. I learned that he had a young son by a woman that he had a young son by a woman that he absolutely, positively hated. And she put that shit in all caps. I mean, he spoke of this woman as if she was the spawn of Satan. Although my mind was set on not taking this guy seriously after hearing him spew so much hatred, I allowed him to continue to vent about his son's mother. And here's what he shared. 1. Although she had feelings for him, he didn't see a future with his son's mother. Let's call her SM. When they were dating, but carried on sexual relationships with her. 2. He was dating SM. He met someone else he really liked and broke things off with SM, but told SM they could still kick it. By the way, they could still jump up and down. They could still hump. 3. He and SM continued to jump up and down, hump on each other, after he told her he had someone new in his life. 4. SM trapped him and tried to win him back after he had a new girlfriend by giving him some luxury gifts, some expensive watch or some other bullshit. He accepted the gifts and kicked it with SM one more time. 5. He never used condoms while sleeping with SM because she was supposedly on the pill, and the night that he went to pick up his gifts is the night his son was conceived. 6. SM ruined his relationship with his new girlfriend by telling her about them sleeping together. 7. SM is nasty because she let a bunch of dudes, let's rephrase this. SM is nasty because she has a bunch of children by different men. He's the second or third in the lineup of guys to get SM pregnant. Get SM pregnant. Number 8, she makes things difficult for him when he tries to see his son. Number 9, she's a disgusting human being. That's all what he said, she said. That's the 9 things he said about her. So she stated, I don't know how other people operate, but it's a huge flag for me to hear a potential love interest speak very negatively of the other parent of their child or children, especially without taking responsibility for their role in the situation. If he could speak like that to me, a somewhat stranger, I can only imagine the kind of things he says in front of his child. I get that shit happens and co-parenting can be a challenge. I am also not naive to the fact that there are a lot of bad parents in this world, and SM probably makes things difficult for him. But this dude has so much hatred in his heart for this woman that made me very uncomfortable, especially when he helped create the problem. On top of being turned off by his hatred, I found his reasoning to be kind of foolish. I had zero sympathy for him, and a bunch of questions crossed my mind that I wanted to ask, but didn't bother to do so. How can you part your lips to say that the mother of your child is nasty when you weren't the first dude to get her pregnant? She already had a child or two when you met. Didn't you know this chick was fertile? Why would you accept lavish gifts and continue to jump up and down and hump with SM after you began a relationship with someone else? Why would you sleep with SM raw when you were in a relationship with someone else? He tried to get a nut and he got a nut. Jay-Z reference, although I'm not sure if he meant that in that context. How is any of this not your fault? Lastly, why are you telling me all this? TMI, I had to break the date off. Holler at you later. Peace. See y'all next week with another episode of I Be Damn.
So that's I be damn. Break. I know we pressed for time, but just break it down for me really quick. What happened?
Yeah, that's
Oh
yeah. I wouldn't be
Lord.
going back on a date with him. And then I mean, you only hear one side of the story, and then like she said, he ain't taking responsibility for what he did. Yes, poor child. Like, what in the world? Like, and then you got all this hatred, but you caused this, and you cheated, and you telling me you cheated. So yeah, we good.
Just a mess.
Yeah, it's just a messy mess.
I mean, how can you hate somebody so much that you laid down and have butt naked sex with? I mean, I don't
Exactly.
get it. You
That's
laid
just
down and
crazy.
have butt naked sex with this person
Butt
and made a
naked
whole
whole
Exactly.
butt
And
booty naked
accepting
whole
gifts.
sex.
You
And
accepting
you
gifts and stuff too. So
right. You can't accept you accepting the gift, you're going raw. Come on, bro. And you got a whole girl. Man, my lord, bro. This is a given. I mean,
girlfriend must have left. Now you single. Now you telling this story.
I wasn't even that reckless. I was reckless, but God dang, bro.
Yeah,
What,
wilding. Yeah,
what
you
was
gotta
on it?
accept
Man,
that. That's not a date to go back on.
that's
Man,
going on in Detroit. But gotta get you out of here. Thank you, Haywood. Thank you, Marcus and Rosa.
Thank you
We
for
love
having
her.
us.
Yes, sir.
ENT. I know y'all said y'all coming back after the new year, right?
You talking about us? We love us.
Yes, yes, y'all coming back
Yeah,
after
if
the
you
new
need
year.
us,
As
if you
far
need us,
as
hit us up.
y'all coming back on the as far as y'all podcast, right?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, absolutely.
So tell the people where they can reach you at.
It's We Love Us. It's spelled just how it sounds. We LOVE us. We're on Apple Podcast, anywhere you listen to podcasts. Apple, Spotify, Facebook. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. If y'all want to check some of our old episodes out. We also have some videos uploading soon on YouTube. We haven't started the page yet, but we'll have them up there and on Instagram as well of the couples challenges that we do as well.
All right. Well, if my producer Ava says she would like y'all back for the Black
Okay.
Love 3 show,
Shout out to Ava.
Shout out to Ava. All right. Let us know.
we gonna get that right. Hey, Haywood, where can they reach you at if they just want to talk to you for a few?
Yeah, we gotta check in on you.
I'm on Instagram. You can check me out on Instagram. My Instagram is Mr. MR dot what's that? The underscore, the little line under the little dash line under the thing.
I'm looking now, bro. I can't remember. Let me look.
Yeah,
he's
it's
looking now.
MR
Thank you, Rob.
period the under thing then Segars SEGARS. That's my Instagram.
I got.
Yeah,
Oh, I can type it in here. MR. Yeah, you said it right.
Yeah, I know it's the little thing you listen. I'm a
Yeah,
whole
bro.
school teacher. I can't remember what that is, man. Come on, man. Tighten up.
Underscore, yeah.
Yeah, underscore. That's what. Yeah, that long day. Thank you too, man. Thank you so much
Oh
for
no,
having me, man.
thank
I
you for
appreciate
coming and sharing your story. So
Hey, good luck
I'm
to
just
you,
gonna
man.
say this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this right now
Blessings.
because I might be canceled after next week. Next week we got BBLs coming on the show. The do's and the do nots and what they do not tell you about Brazilian butt lifts.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Gotta check that out.
I'm gonna take that one out too.
Yeah, so that is next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, same time, same place, HBCU Out Lounge Network. We got that next week. The following week, we got Miss Tammy Hines on the 15th, aka the Angry Black Woman, coming on. It's a lot of shit going on in December. But definitely along with Black Love 3, we'll definitely bring, Marcus and Rosa back for that as well. But everybody out there that's just watching, hold up, dang, I thought BBL was beautiful, big, beautiful ladies. Nah, bro.
Right.
I had to do some research on this. No, Brazilian butt lifts. And I got a couple doctors coming on from Miami. that's not Mr. Miami, but some other shit that tell you about the effects that happen,
Yes.
butt explosions and all type of shit. They was telling me, I'm like, wow, save for the air. So thank y'all for once again. Thank y'all for coming on.
Thank you.
Always a
Thank you.
pleasure. Definitely once y'all get back and running, I'll definitely check y'all out. We love us ENT. Definitely. Hey,
Yes.
will we put your Instagram so they can check on you, so they can send you some more resources about your situation. Hope you win your struggle, brother, at all times, because seem like you're a good dude and you want to be in your child's life. So seem like she just got some shit going on with her, but hope everything works out for you, bro, at all
Oh, that's
times.
that's an S on that Seegers. I'm sorry. On the Mr. underscore Seegers, that's an S on the Seegers. Segars.
Yeah, I found it.
Hold up, you
Yeah.
play guitar?
I'm a musician, man.
There
I
you
play
go.
for I play keys, I play saxophone, and I play the drums.
What's
So
up?
That's
yeah,
dope.
I actually didn't mean for that to be in the thing. That I promise you that was an accident. I did not mean to put it. But I saw that. I was like, oh, I'll just leave it. Oh well.
Oh man, it's all good,
Yeah.
man. But like we said, everybody in TV land, thank y'all for tuning in for Amsterdam Talk, season 2, episode 16, co-parenting. See you next week, which might be my last with BBL.
My bad.
So, I'll see
All
you
right.
next week. Oh, somebody said they're a fellow musician as well. She plays the keys.
Dope.
Oh man.
I'm about to
We'll
go
see
find
y'all,
her.
we'll see y'all next week, man. Next week, same time. Hold on, no, this is a special time, 8 o'clock. Next week, I'm going back to regular time, 9 o'clock. See y'all next week at 9 p.m.
All right.
Same
See
channel,
y'all
same
later.
network. Always.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so they play the tambourine.